In this video, we're going to discuss why now is the perfect time for you to redesign your business website. With 2020 seeing more people online and switched on than ever before, now is the perfect moment in time to drive more leads and increase your sales all through your website. You know that your website is a powerful marketing tool. It's a way to pull more people into your world and showcase what you do, so every time they need a product or service you provide, there's only you that comes to mind. But, and there is a but, you have less than 1 second before a user forms an opinion about your website, making the decision whether to stay and find out more or leave and jump onto one of your competitors' sites. And your website has less than 3 seconds to influence people's first impression of you and your business. If these aren't compelling enough reasons for you to start thinking about redesigning your website, don't worry, we have more. If your website was designed pre-2017, yes, this doesn't make it ancient, but it might mean that it's probably not as mobile friendly as you think, no matter how much you optimize it. Mobile has taken over desktop, and today your site must not just be fully mobile optimized, but now we'd advise that your web developer looks to build your site mobile ready first. Why? Because ultimately it will help boost your user experience, and that's the thing that everybody wants, which in turn also helps with that all important SEO and ranking to get you in front of those potential customers. And if we think about the fact that smartphones hold over 63% of retail website visits, why wouldn't we want to focus on this? Downloads are now much faster, and more people are using their phones for information on the go. Plus, 85% of adults think a company's website should display the same, if not better, on their mobile compared with desktop. Trust us, little mistakes with design on mobile sites aren't acceptable anymore. Now, if we're honest, there's now no excuse for a poorly designed website. High quality web design is now very accessible for businesses today. This means that websites don't have to be expensive, and they don't have to look like something you've drawn on the back of a cereal box. It also means that website companies and web developers are now much more competitively priced, so that you can have all the benefits of a fantastic, well laid out professional site without the hassle of trying to do it yourself. If your website doesn't match the rest of your business, how can customers link information together? How can you build up a strong reputation and recognition? The fact is, you can't. Everything needs to be matched and branded just right. It's not just about replacing your logo. Your web developer needs to consider the colours, the style of imagery, how your personality is portrayed, and really bring these features out on your site. You also need to think about landing pages, and if these match the advert that you're currently running. Nothing turns a customer away quicker than when they think they're going to get one piece of information or a free offer, and instead drop onto a landing page offering something completely different or irrelevant. You should definitely look to redesign your site if your customers are just not engaged with your current site. If people aren't spending enough time on your pages, you can check this out on your Google Analytics for more information. It's time for a change. Maybe your site is too confusing, outdated, offers no inspiration, or pages take just too long to load. Whatever the reason, a lack of engagement from your customers isn't great, and you need to address the problem as soon as possible. Your redesign should be structured with your customer in mind. It shouldn't be overly complicated with too many choices, as this is what makes things confusing and puts people off. Keep it simple with clear navigation tabs, prioritize key pages, and demote those pages that aren't necessary to the footer. Your social media presence isn't enough on its own. Just because you have Instagram and Facebook, for example, doesn't necessarily add value to your business and your customers without a robust website sitting behind these networks. Social media doesn't always have the best reputation, with headlines for companies such as buying likes, Facebook destroying organic reach, Instagram even removing likes, unsolicited videos on YouTube, the list goes on. In these instances, you have zero control over the social media. That's not to say you don't need it, of course you do, but the constant calm and an area where you do have control is your website. You decide on your visitor experience and you reap the rewards, which is more customers. Your website content and information needs to tell a story. It needs to mean something to your customer. You need to identify their problem, provide a solution, and then show them how this will benefit them and make their lives better. All new content should come with a redesign. Patching over old copy or filling in the gaps never works well. If your website is using old and dated content management system, or images haven't been optimized, page size hasn't been set, etc., then your page speed will be negatively affected. And this is bad, really bad. Not only because it can make people click off your site really quickly because they can't get to what they want to see, but also because it negatively affects your SEO. This means that your web developer needs to work hard at keeping pages fresh and load times fast. Going through the right processes and implementing things such as lightweight JavaScript frameworks will help you to achieve just this. That's all a bit complex. Get your web developer involved or give us a call and we can talk you through it. Good CMS systems will also be crucial to ensure you can update content quickly and easily, ensuring maximum consistency for your visitors and community. You need call to action buttons, and they must be strong and positioned perfectly on your site. They should be bright, bold and stand out, because that's what you want them to do, get people to take action. It's also important to note that the colour you choose for your call to action buttons should not be a colour that is used anywhere else on the site. It needs to be completely unique to that action, so your customers start to build up an association and recognition with what that's for. You should also include two types of calls to action button. One that takes the customer direct to the product or service, as these customers are ready for the sale, and two, an option to request further information as the customer isn't quite ready to buy yet and has more questions. Call to action buttons should also be the perfect width for a thumb click for people using mobile sites. There's nothing worse than a small call to action button that you can't click with ease as you scroll down the page. People won't bother trying, they will move on to the next site. So, how often should you be looking to redesign your website? If possible, we'd recommend a full redesign every 2 to 4 years, with refreshers carried out as often as possible to keep your SEO high and show your evolution with the market and the sector you're in. If after listening to this video, you think your business website is struggling with mobile optimization, messaging, landing pages not aligning, no engagement, and more, then it is definitely time for a redesign. The web is constantly changing and you need to show that you can keep everything in motion. For tailor-made web design solutions and redesign solutions, get in touch with us at BuzzPanda today.